Today is Monday, August 12th. What to know today about a high-profile death and the questions and conspiracy theories surrounding it. Plus, the company forgiving some credit card debt, the gymnast making history, and the meteor shower you could see tonight. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. The death of accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein has now led to a big investigation, with the main question, how was he able to apparently kill himself in federal custody? We're talking about the multimillionaire who had connections and famous friends from Wall Street to the White House. Recently, the 66-year-old was accused of sexually abusing and trafficking dozens of young girls, and he was facing 45 years behind bars if found guilty. Well, now the New York Times reports he was found dead in his jail cell in New York Saturday morning. The Times reports Epstein was recently taken off suicide watch less than 2 weeks before this happened. Yet guards were still supposed to check on him every 30 minutes, which may not have happened. The AP reports Attorney General William Barr is calling on the FBI and Justice Department to find out why. In the meantime, there are plenty of conspiracy theories going around, like some people guessing Epstein was murdered because he might have had info about powerful people involved in the crimes. Even President Trump retweeted a conspiracy theory that Epstein's death was not a suicide. In fact, hashtag Epstein suicide cover-up was trending on Twitter over the weekend. But at this point, there's no evidence to show that. Either way, Epstein's accusers are not happy. They're disappointed they won't be able to face him in court or see him serve out a long prison sentence, though they can still sue his estate. And this investigation itself isn't over. The Wall Street Journal reports authorities are still looking into who else may have been involved in his crimes, so there could be other high-profile targets. Expect more to come. This is a rare thing, a good news story about credit card debt. Chase Bank says it's forgiving all outstanding credit card balances in Canada. CBC reports Chase quit the Canadian credit card market last year, and apparently the company figures it's easier and faster to just wipe out any leftover debt and move on. Chase did not say how much money will not have to be paid back, but one expert told CNBC he's never seen anything like this before. Do take note, there are scams out there now trying to take advantage of this rare situation. For example, if you're in the US and you get a call or email about this, it's probably fake. Power is back on now, but the UK just saw its biggest blackout in a decade. The BBC reports nearly 1 million people lost power in England and Wales on Friday. The electric company says 2 generators failed at the same time, which cut the power supply. Company officials say it's rare, and they're still working to figure out why it happened. NBC News reports thousands of people were stuck on trains, some for up to 9 hours. Many rail services were canceled and delayed, and traffic lights were out all during rush hour. The government is opening its own investigation now, though at this point authorities don't think it was any sort of attack. A so-called ring of fire is headed toward the U.S. The Weather Channel reports a ring of fire is basically a system that has hot temperatures at its core and a ring of storms around it. The worst of the heat and humidity will hit the southern U.S. early this week, and already excessive heat warnings and advisories are in place in parts of Oklahoma, the Mississippi Valley, and parts of Florida. Temps will be in the high 90s, and some places may even feel like 115 degrees. Then in the Midwest, Accuweather says thunderstorms are expected to start today, possibly bringing damaging winds, hail, and flooding. It was a big history-making few days for gymnast Simone Biles. First of all, she became the first woman to pull off a triple-double. It's a floor-tumbling pass that means a double backflip with 3 twists. And that's not all. She ultimately won her 6th national all-around title. NBC Sports says that means the Olympic gold medalist has now tied the record for the most all-around titles. And by the way, back on Friday, she also made history during a dismount off the balance beam. She became the first gymnast to land a double-double, meaning 2 flips and 2 twists. And up next for Biles, the World Championships in October. She is the favorite to win. And in other sports news, a Canadian tennis player won the Rogers Cup for the first time in 50 years. USA Today reports 19-year-old Bianca Andreescu beat Serena Williams for the title. Well, kind of. They never actually finished their match because Williams had to pull out. Andreescu was winning 3-1 when Williams said she had to retire from the match because of a back injury, so the tournament's final only lasted 16 minutes. Much more news ahead, but first, thanks to our sponsor today, Noom. Noom will help you whether you want to lose weight or just have more support to live a healthier lifestyle. You even have a goal specialist that will message directly with you about your situation to help offer advice, keep you motivated, and hold you accountable. I've been impressed with their response time as well. Noom also allows you to track your meals, track your exercise, and any other goals to help you form better habits, all in one place with one app. In fact, Noom has one of the biggest and most accurate food databases available. And Noom only expects you to spend about 10 minutes on the app a day to keep track of your goals and work toward results. Noom knows you don't have to change in just one day. Small steps can lead to big progress. So if you want to try it out, sign up for your trial at Noom.com/newsworthy. That's Noom, Noom, Noom.com/newsworthy to sign up for the trial. Noom.com/newsworthy. Now back to the news. The U.S. Navy is going back to the basics, getting rid of touchscreen controls on some of its ships and putting back in the traditional mechanical ones. The U.S. Naval Institute cites an accident report that found the touchscreen systems played a role in a deadly collision in 2017. And later, a survey showed that Navy personnel prefer the less digital option. Apparently, most felt the ship's touchscreen controls were overly complicated. The change will happen starting next year. Another black hole discovery. This time, it's the largest black hole ever observed. Engadget reports astronomers found the black hole at the center of a galaxy 700 million light years away, and it's at least 40 billion times the mass of the sun. NASA describes the black hole as a place in space where gravity pulls so much that not even light or anything else can get out. So they're actually invisible, but telescopes and special tools can help find them. In fact, bigger and more powerful telescopes have allowed for discoveries like this, which can help us better understand the scale of the universe and how galaxies were formed. And remember, earlier this year, scientists took the first real picture of a different black hole. If you look up tonight, you may catch a glimpse of an impressive meteor shower. Accuweather reports the Perseids meteor shower will peak late tonight and early tomorrow morning, and it can be the best meteor shower of the year. Think shooting stars with a long tail of light. Although this time there's some competition in the sky, the nearly full moon out there tonight will be pretty bright, making it harder to see the meteor shower, and there may also be some clouds blocking the way. So to try and get the best view, NBC News says find a dark place away from the city lights. The western U.S. and southern plains will have the clearest view. But if weather is bad in your area, you can watch it all live on NASA's Facebook page starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 220 million trees planted in just one day. CBS News reports it happened in India as part of an effort to fight climate change. Students, lawmakers, officials, and others took part to plant trees along roads, railroad tracks, and in forests. In total, about 1 million people helped out. India has pledged to have trees cover at least 1/3 of its land area. The Fast and Furious spin-off, Hobbs & Shaw, took another victory lap this week. It was number 1 at the box office for the second weekend in a row. Variety says Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark came in second. That's a movie adapted from a popular children's horror book series. The Lion King was still a popular choice, coming in at number 3. Deadline says that movie has now beat Beauty and the Beast for the highest-grossing Disney live-action release of all time. It's made $1.3 billion globally. And also in entertainment news, the Teen Choice Awards were last night. Taylor Swift received the first ever Icon Award. YouTube star David Dobrik and Pretty Little Liars actress Lucy Hale co-hosted the event. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. By the way, I would love to connect with you on social media. You can follow me on Instagram at Erica Mandy News and on Twitter at the NW Podcast. Be sure to tag me if you share the show with your friends. As always, you can read more about any of the news stories we talked about today in your podcast app, or just go to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and look for today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning. I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.